if this woman has full control over this beast, this monster, that is quite literally unkillable, we're gonna have an issue in the Marvel Universe. It is the first episode of Comfortable Nerds. Now, I've been wanting to do this for a while. It's something I've been talking about with my family, with my friends. I finally got everything I needed to get this thing jump started, and now we're here. So yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about the fact that I am starting a podcast. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, Jay's Comics. That's where, all of this spontaneousness came from, if that's a word. Just feeling like I wanted to be more a part of the community and put more into it, give more knowledge about certain things. But really, all this podcast is going to be about is pop culture. Mostly focused on movies and comics. I do enjoy movies. I'm not a movie wizard, I don't just be knowing directors and actors like right off the back, sound quality and all that. You feel me? I'm not like some of these people. I'm not Kenny Collects. But I am Jay's Comics, and I do know a little bit about everything when it comes to comic books. I've always been into superheroes. I've always liked comic books, but I started like really collecting back in 2019. So that's a little bit about me. Expect guests on here because I will be having different people in the TikTok comic book community on this podcast. So if you follow me on TikTok and you know some of the people in the community, go ahead, subscribe, and let's get this thing going. The topic today, we're going to get into a character who has not only been slept on, disrespected, and just forgotten about. We're getting into a character that is in the history books, that everybody once loved. We're getting into the Incredible Hulk. Now you may be wondering, Jay, why are we talking about the Hulk? Infernal Hulk just came out, and nobody has been talking about Philip Kennedy Johnson's run. Honestly, it's quite disrespectful because it's a great run. Back when I started my, content creator career about 3 or 4 months ago, I think it was June, I was reading a monthly catalog, a Marvel monthly catalog, and Infernal Hulk was in there. I was like, okay, obviously this is going to be continuing the current run for Incredible Hulk. I'm pretty sure everybody by now has seen what Infernal Hulk looks like. When I seen the picture on the monthly catalog of cover A, I was like, dude, they're going somewhere with this. I think Hulk is having a little comeback because there's no way people are going to see this and not pick up the first issue at least. And reading Philip Kennedy Johnson's 30-issue run of Hulk, I knew it was leading up to something big. Basically, Hulk is not at all what we remember him to be. They have completely changed Hulk all the way back from World War Hulk. If you are trying to read Infernal Hulk and you have not read Immortal Hulk, or you don't even have to read all of them, but if you haven't at least read Immortal Hulk, Planet Hulk, or World War Hulk, even the Incredible Hulk, like if you haven't read any of those runs, I feel like you're gonna be lost. So if you guys don't know, Philip Kennedy Johnson just signed an exclusive contract with Marvel. Infernal Hulk coming out, and him still on it. I feel like he is going to reshape Hulk and bring him back to the spotlights, because Hulk has been slept on for way too long. He's not just some raging monster that can't talk and is just throwing stuff and uncontrollable. No, Hulk is a monster trapped in a human's body with his own, conscience. He just wants to live his life separate from Bruce Banner. It honestly makes you love Hulk as a character and have a connection with him other than him just punching things or just being strong. Hulk as a kid was my favorite character. Everybody knows you used to have your pops or your moms throw the pillows on you. You bust out the pillows like you the Incredible Hulk. If you haven't, you definitely want to go back and read up on either of those runs that I mentioned. Read it and just understand that you're getting yourself involved into some peak reading. Since Planet Hulk, they've just been slowly stacking the level with this dude. He's dope. And it just, he keeps getting stronger. And it's to the point where it's like, what is going to stop him? And now that in Infernal Hulk, dude, I have not read issue 1 yet. I haven't read it yet, but I know it's peak. The fact that this dude just keeps getting stronger. I'm only on issue 20. There's 30. I'm on issue 20, Philip Kennedy Johnson's run, and I haven't read Infernal Hulk yet. But from what I'm seeing, it looks like Hulk is no longer with Bruce Banner, and it also looks like the Queen of Monsters, she has control over Hulk right now. I don't know if she has full control over Hulk or if it's, a Bruce Banner Hulk type of thing. But listen here. If this woman has full control over this beast, this monster, that is quite literally unkillable, we're gonna have an issue in the Marvel Universe. A big issue. Let's look up what Infernal Hulk looks like for those that don't know. Let's go ahead and look this up. Let's see. Do you see this? Do you see this? Bro, if anybody looked at this, it was like, I don't want to read this. I'm not interested. You just don't know Hulk? Or you're just lame. I'm going to say it. You just lame. Because no way. And I know somebody, that's not Hulk. That's not Hulk. Yeah, it is. If you read the Philip Kennedy Johnson run, you would know. This is not too far-fetched at all in any way, shape, or form. That's Hulk. The worst part is it's probably base form Hulk. Like, we're only on issue 1 of this. Now, I get it. Marvel is like, it's not a full reboot. It's just a continuation of a story. But you see this and you don't want to read it? What is wrong with you? Are you crazy? Dude, I remember watching, I think it was 2009 Hulk, 2008 Hulk. I forget the actor's name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The pit bulls with the poodles? I'm not gonna lie. As a kid, bro, that scene was hard. That scene was definitely top 10 of my childhood. Then the Incredible Hulk came out with the Abomination. Oh, the Incredible Hulk looked more monstrous. But I think that dude was a problem. Cause the way he snatched Bruce out of that mirror in that little hallucination that he was having, bro, you want to talk about conflict within. Bruce, you got snatched through a window by a monstrous alter ego. You're not well. It gets to a point where we got to kind of start understanding where Bruce is coming from. We sit here and we talk about, well, if I had the Hulk, I would love it. Would you? Would you really want that in you? Think about how mad you get just with like street traffic. Do you know how much control over your body you have to have? Bro, I get upset when somebody doesn't say excuse me when they walk by me. Imagine hulking out because somebody doesn't say excuse me. And then imagine when the anger is valid. You don't want these problems. You don't want Banner problems. You don't want Banner problems. Banner problems, bro. Look at this. I'm gonna show you Banner problems. Hulk versus Pitbull and Poodle. The grip, mind you, bro, this is not a regular dog. Look at that jaw strength. Yeah, man. I don't want no Banner problems, man. That looks painful. No wonder he had half the dude's shoulder in his mouth. Look at the jaw. Look at the jaw on that mug. gosh, eyes glowing green, drooling and shit. I'm pretty sure with this new Infernal Hulk, it's going to be, it is already worse than that. I'm just as excited for Philip Kennedy Johnson coming over to Marvel as I was about DCKO, because I feel like Marvel is finna do a whole like reboot of everything. You got a new Iron Man coming out. You got the new Captain America wrapping up. You got Avengers Armageddon, Endgame coming to an end with the Ultimate Endgame. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Ultimate Endgame. That's finna come and wrap up the entire Ultimate Universe. So, and then you got Bendis coming back to Marvel, bro. Am I wrong for saying like he's getting on Miles? Ziggler's run just ended. It cannot be a coincidence. It can't be a coincidence. But, maybe him coming back is just a coincidence and he's not going to have anything to do with Spider-Man. Do I believe that? No. I do not. You don't know why I don't believe that? Because he has one of the greatest Spider-Man runs ever. So for him to come back to Marvel and not have anything to do with Spider-Man, I just don't understand that. Let's not forget about the running scene in the desert with Hulk. That was, bro, seeing that as a kid, what can you compare that to? Seeing Hulk running and jumping through the desert as a kid. That was one of the first Marvel movies. I don't think you could ever like, even if you didn't like it, it was just a movie that like, if you walk into somebody's house and it's on, you're going to sit down and you're going to watch it. You're going to sit down and you're going to watch it. And it's not even like a crazy, dope film or nothing. It's just like, bro, this is Hulk, bro. This is Hulk. You'll sit down and watch any live Hulk movie. I promise you. Or a TV show. Old school Hulk with old boy bodybuilder, swole Mr. No Neck. You'll go back and you'll watch that. And I know his name's at the tip of my tongue, but I can't give it to you right now. So I'm not even going to try. But understand that if it was on somebody's TV, you're sitting down and you're watching that. Matter of fact, that was so good that they put it in the other Hulk movie, the Incredible Hulk movie. They put him in the movie as the pizza delivery guy. They didn't do that with other Hulk. They didn't do that for him. A homage. Hulk is on Mount Everest. I'm sorry. You can't say he's not. And the things that he's doing in current Hulk history, you're never taking that away from him. He fought Sentry. And they were hitting each other so hard. They just resolved back to their base human form. Bob and Bruce. By the time the fight was done, it was Bob and Bruce. So I don't want to hear nothing about how you don't like Hulk or you don't really read about him. What I want to hear is you calling me on the phone and saying, hey, me hearing the pages in the background. Flipping. And I want to say, hey, what you reading? And what I need from you is I need a well, bud. I got Incredible Hulk in my hands. Phil Kennedy Johnson style. That's what I need. But speaking about Marvel movies, other day, I was at work. If you don't know, I'm a barber. I work at my dad's barber shop. Now, my dad decided to put on Endgame. Avengers. Yes. We watched that for probably like 2 days. We're sitting there, and at this point, it's just me and my dad in the shop, and the part with Ronan comes on. Hawkeye, Ronan. I was like, Dad, Pops, it would have been way doper if we got a solo movie of Ronan instead of Hawkeye. I would have rather have wanted a Ronin movie, or not even a movie, a show. I would have rather wanted a Ronin show than a Hawkeye and Kate Bishop. Not only, I haven't read any Hawkeye or Kate Bishop's Hawkeye. I haven't read it. But like, dude, they have not came out with anything else with Kate Bishop to make her a significant character to where she needs her own, series. So that fight I think they were in Tokyo. They were in Asia somewhere. And he had a fight with that dude, and just that scene in the movie theater, oh my gosh. It really was like some John Wick fighting styles. Like a solo sword match in the rain, nobody else around, middle of the street. If you're a IP man or It Man fan, John Wick fan, a 007 fan, any of those would have appreciated a Ronin TV series. Because the way he was doing dudes in the street, I need the backstory. I need the backstory. I understand, like, he lost his wife, he lost his kids, don't know where they are. He lost pretty much everything. And we understand that he went down a dark path, but I want to see everything he experienced. They kind of did the same thing in the first Avengers movie when they were talking, when Black Widow and Hawkeye were talking about whatever happened on their last mission. Like, we didn't get any context by it. And till this day, I'm like, man, I want to know what happened on that mission. So now it's like I'm sitting there wondering, like, his whole entire life as Ronin. Because there was I think the time between, let's see, 5 years had passed between the blip. So Thanos snap and Ronin. Like, that's 5 years. We could have had 5 years. In 5 years, do you know how fire of a series you could have with Ronin compared to Hawkeye and Kate Bishop? It's honestly hard enough having to go back and explain Marvel movies to people who don't necessarily read comics or keep up with them at all. When you had a 5 year gap with no explanation and the person who reads comic books is confused, and you're trying to explain it to somebody else, and they're like, huh? And you're like, bro, like, I'm hanging on too. I'm just paying attention to context clues, piecing stuff together from what we've read and what we know and the information that we have. Taking my girlfriend into a Marvel movie and explaining to her the movie throughout the movie. You think that's easy? You think that's something I want to do? I mean, I want to do it. You always kind of want to give off your ball knowledge a little bit. You know, you always want to give up your ball knowledge a little bit. It's very, how do I say, satisfying. I love it. I love the game. I love the hustle. I love fouls. I love all of it. Give me the PI call. Time out. Am I talking too much? Time in. I don't care. I'm giving you all the knowledge I know because I've been working it. I've been studying it. I've been reading, watching, hearing, listening, seeing. And when the time is right, when I could put it all on the line, I'm gonna do it. So don't come over here talking about, oh, yeah, that's cool. Because then you're gonna hurt my feelings. You're gonna hurt my feelings. Because I just gave you the secret sauce. I just gave you the recipe to how Tom Brady did it, how Patrick Mahomes is doing it. I gave you the recipe to how Kobe did it, to how Jordan did it. I'm giving you the answers. And you don't care. Ladies, gentlemen, if your significant other is giving you ball knowledge, the best that you could do is just sit there, support them, and listen to them wholeheartedly. Love them, confide in them. Let them just be happy. Even if you don't care. Just listen. Because we have all this knowledge. We don't have a lot of people to give it to. So when we're talking about it with you, just listen. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Speaking about ball knowledge, let's really talk about how if you've been trying to or thinking about getting into comic books, you might want to do that now. Let's really talk about it because everything that's happening with Marvel and DC is kind of crazy. Specifically, the Absolute Universe. Absolute DC right now and DCKO is probably the best thing popping. And if you're not reading anything from DCKO or Absolute, like, what are you reading? That's my question. And for me, when the word about DCKO and the Absolute Universe was going around. Like, truthfully, I was only gonna get Batman. I was only gonna get Batman. I was only interested in Batman because they promoted Batman the most. And I mean, everybody wants to see a Bruce Wayne with no money. Everybody wants to see a Bruce Wayne with no Alfred. Like, come on, bro. I don't care who you are. You could hate Batman. When they said that, it sparked your interest a little bit, whether it was negative or positive. But then I decided, you know what? I'm just going to get the number one of each issue. I got the number one of each issue, and each one was fire. Did I like other ones more than the next? Yes, but each issue was good. So, like, and then between that and Justice League Unlimited and Batman and Robin and Superman, like, there's one big universe all tying together and coming into DCKO. It's just like, dude, if you've been wondering, or wanting to, or been hesitant to get into comic books, like, just do it now. Do it now while you could catch up. I've been telling people for months, yo, get into comic books. You have time. Now, you're running out of time. I'm not going to lie. You are running out of time. It's coming to the end of everything. But if you're watching this, if you're watching this right now, and you've been thinking about getting into comic books, do it. Go pick up the trades. Read your ass off and catch up. Because I promise you, you will not regret it. You won't regret it. It will be like watching The Matrix for the first time. It will be like watching X-Men 97 for the first time. It really will. Again, Marvel, same thing with the Ultimate Universe, same thing. Let me get into indie comics right quick because indie is doing a lot of stuff too. Image, boom, you got, yep, Image, boom. Rook Exodus, Red Coat. I just read Grimm the other day. Stephanie Phillips, Youngblood. Like, come on, bro. You're not reading that? Geiger? You're not up on that? Invincible. Yeah, you want to talk about ball knowledge? Imagine how we feel right now, knowing all of this great media is finna be coming out. And nobody knows anything about it unless you're reading comic books. I have the up on you. We have the up on you. As a community, as a society, as a group, brothers and sisters, as the comic book community. We're all happy right now. We all have the one up on you. Impeccable knowledge. Impeccable. You're going to be sitting there watching Confused Days, not knowing what's going on. I mean, I remember it. I just now started reading Invincible this year. I remember feeling lost. I remember not knowing it was a comic book. And being like, oh, it's a comic book? I got to pick that up, read that. I remember how it felt. Seeing that this was the best way to read it. A compendium. Watching season 1, saying, I'm going to go read the comic book, looking the comic book up, and seeing this. That's going to be you. You're going to be doing that if you don't pick up a comic and read right now. If you don't pick up a comic and read right now, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. Between all of them, though, honestly, Rook Exodus needs to be a TV series. Not a movie, a TV series. Because the concept of Rook Exodus is so dope. It's so dope. Like the whole entire, the mask, the AI system within the mask. I think, if I remember correctly, do they get their mask based off of like where they fit at socially? Or do they pick it out? I think it's like based where they fit at socially. I think it's like a social thing. But yeah, Rook Exodus is my favorite for real. Red Coat is dope. I like that it made me want to look into my history all over again. Red Coat made me want to get more into it. Sentences that were said and phrases that were said in Red Coat made me want to look up certain people. sentences that were said and phrases made me want to look up certain people in history. And I like reading things that make me want to learn more. I like reading things that make me want to do a little bit of studying and a little bit of research. So if you're a history nerd or a history geek, Red Coat definitely is for you. Geiger was an emotional read. Geiger was a read that, because most of the time, dude, like you're reading Geiger, and while you're reading it, you think there's just one panel, and he meets up with these two black children, and most of the time when a dude is on his like lonesome and he just doesn't want nothing to do with the world, and he comes across people and these people are trying to like follow him and stick with him because they don't have anywhere else to go. Like most of the times, it takes a while for that dude to just be like, all right, come on then. In Geiger, I didn't get that. I got like Geiger. Geiger wanted somebody to be with him. He was alone, and him claiming to want to be left alone, like it was a facade. It was as if he wants somebody there with him, and his relationship with his dog, with his two-headed dog. Or is it a three-headed dog? I think it's a two-headed dog. Yeah, his relationship with that dog really showed that he was lonely himself, and it wasn't like a lonely where I want to stay alone. I'm so lonely I want to stay alone that I don't want to attach myself to something. It was more so of a, I'm so lonely I need something to attach to. And I loved that aspect of Geiger because most of the time you don't get that. You don't get that. That is why Image and Boom, independent publishers, are making a very big come up, because they have to somewhat like they can't copy and paste, Marvel, DC, they kind of do a lot of copy and paste between each other, Who's the Superman of Marvel? Who's the Batman of Marvel? Image, they do their own thing, and I like that about Image. They come up with their own. They're original. They're original. They keep you on your toes. How could you not like it? How could you not like these characters that they're coming up with? Yeah, it'll be dope. It'll be dope. It'll be dope these next few months with what Image is doing, with what independent comics are doing. Yeah, I think the first episode went well. I think this went well, y'all. We done talked about Marvel. We done talked about DC. We done talked about Image. Like we talked about everything current. If y'all stuck around to the end, I appreciate you guys. Episode 1 was a W. I say W in the chat. The first episode of Comfortable Nerds. I hope y'all was comfortable. I hope y'all are nerds, and I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Stay tuned for guests. Stay tuned for current conversations on comics and movies, and stay tuned for the vibes, y'all. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for getting me out of my comfort zone, and thank you for opening new doors for me, y'all. I will be going to San Diego Comic-Con, and a guest that I'm having on here is also going. So stay tuned for that. Peace out, y'all. Stay cozy. Peace out, y'all. Stay cozy.